again. It's another year, so it must have been another Memoriam album. So I suppose you need to know a bit about it. Musical development. I think this time round there's a lot more melodical stuff going on in it. It was me and Scott like melodical stuff, and we're not scared to put it within the framework of the death metal that we play. In the actual writing side of it, nothing's really changed since the first album. Scott's got a riff vault just full of riffs, full of them all the time. And then I'll go over there with him to go through all the stuff. In fact, on this album, the fifth one, I was quite disappointed because, you know, he only had about 4 finished albums worth of shit to do. I was very disappointing, Scott, for you. Just 4 albums worth. Could have done a triple album. But then couldn't have done that for like Yes Songs or Tales of Topographic Oceans, a triple album or something. Fuck, you know, a bit too long. So nothing really changed. I'll go over there and we start going through all the bits and pieces that he's got in various folders. You know, trouble with it, Scott, sometimes when he gets drunk, he goes up and puts it in some random folder. So we end up having to go through everything to find all these bits. And then what we'll do, we'll just play through them all. And then he told me this, I didn't know about it till this year, or last year, I can't remember. And he'd watch me because I'd be reading something or writing something down or pissing around with Trouble, his cat. And then I'd suddenly go up like a meerkat when I heard something come on. And he'd clap that every time, and like the next time, you know, he sent the demos over to us. There it is, the catchy bit that I really liked. And we just like the melodies. I mean, there's a lot of different styles on this album because we don't really like to stagnate as a band. It's very easy to, you know, stick to the same formula album by album by album, and it works for some bands, but it just doesn't seem to work for us because we get bored very quickly otherwise. So we have to put some twists and turns into every song, and luckily enough, Scott's developing so well as a songsmith now. You know, you can actually say to him, "Oh, I'd like a song in so and so style." The next day, he's done it and sent it to you. So it's great to have him around like that. You know, we could have done a double album easily.
I'm just constantly writing songs for Memoriam, As the World Dies, or H-Drive Project we've got.
Yes. If you haven't heard that, check it out.
Yeah, for sale on our website. Yeah, so it depends on where I go with songs, and sometimes things happen and they like them, and I wouldn't normally put them in sometimes, but they like them, and songs just develop. I don't really have a plan on writing a track; they just write themselves. So
yeah, I think if you follow us on social media, you'll notice that Scott's, you know, constantly writing songs. You know, virtually every night he'll be on Facebook writing music, and that's what he does. He almost live for writing music. And
well, I don't watch TV, so I'd rather play guitar and create something.
That's how you spend your time, isn't it? So he's constantly evolving and writing music. You know, and I think what we found is that, you know, as we've developed as a band, we've kind of like embraced other forms of music, of influence in what we're doing. So, you know, as Scott said, he's writing for different bands, and that kind of has some kind of impact into what goes into Memoriam. We're quite open to what we're, you know, what we kind of like are doing with Memoriam. We're obviously an old school death metal band.
I'm not exactly going to start putting keyboards in Memoriam.
Yeah, we say that played H-Drum. But yeah, we kind of are pretty open to kind of trying out new things. We're not scared of putting ourselves out there and mixing things up around a lot. You know, I think you find that with our most recent albums we've done. You know, the songs that we've put on there are quite diverse.
Yeah.
You know, there's some fast songs, there's some slow songs, some doomy songs.
Massively huge
songs. We try and mix it up a bit. So there's, you know, some punky kind of like influence in there. So we try and mix it up a bit. So there's like almost something for everyone on there. You know, and we like to keep it interesting in that way. You know,
we've all got our own things that we like, and we all put them in. And it changes what I actually wrote in the first place. Once Frank puts a different bass line on, it changes the whole feeling of the song sometimes, and that's what being in a band's all about. You take what I write is what we all put together.
I think because we've come from different. I've said this before. You know, we come from different spheres of influence. You know, me, maybe Frank. You know, in spite to anything, I kind of like we're older than you, aren't we?
Yeah,
10 years older than you. So our sphere of influence is slightly different from Scott's, and that's what makes it work. Because we've got this older kind of like the old punk kind of like grindcore, crustcore kind of like background. But
we're doing a lot of doomy type stuff.
Scott brings in all these new kind of like maybe a kind of like late 90s, mid 90s kind of like death metal kind of influence to what he's doing. So it kind of makes a blend of what we're doing, and once we put everything into the bag, it all kind of like blends really, really well and forms what is now essentially the sound of Memoriam, and it works well for us, and we're enjoying that process.
We still write what we want to play, we want to hear.
Yeah,
more than anything.
It's completely on our own terms, isn't
and
it? Really?
If sometimes it doesn't work, whatever. But most of the time, it does.
Yeah, I mean, I think Scott's got about 12 albums worth of riffs on his PC. That we've used. Some we've used, some we haven't used, and there's plenty of stuff in there that we can fall back on if we need to as well. So we've got plenty of life in the old dog yet. Oh yes.
Yeah, we don't really get together to write. We don't even get together to rehearse, to be honest. But we stick to the formula that's worked with us all the time, which is, we've got a Dropbox. Scott will put all the stuff in. I'll go over there. We'll sort of get structures to some of the songs, change a few bits here and there, write a few bits here and there. Then Carl will go over and do the demo vocals. And then we've always got the finished song to go into the studio with, which is nice.
It was pretty much the same thing with the COVID lockdown. We couldn't really get together at the time, so the way we do it is I write the demos at home with a superior drummer. I'll do all the parts, and then I put them into Dropbox. They all listen. They no, that's rubbish. Yes, that's brilliant. Whatever. So we didn't actually get together at all.
No,
we didn't rehearse them.
There's several kind of like reasons. I mean, majority of the reason is because of the COVID lockdown restrictions. So it was difficult for us to kind of hook up and go into a rehearsal space.
Well, there weren't no studios open, so
absolutely. I also got the fact that our new drummer Spike lives, over 100 miles away in Peterborough. So the opportunities for us to get together is limited in many respects. But it kind of works well for us that way, because we kind of like, as Scott says, he writes the songs on regularly each night. He's writing songs, fires them over to us. We pick out the bits that we like, and we work the songs together. We all learn our own bits, and then when we get to the studio, we deliver our bits, individually, and it all kind of like mixes it together.
Yeah, it does change it sometimes, which is for the better.
Yeah, I mean, in a way, that's how we've always operated. Really, in many respects.
I don't even know. Did we demo any lyrics this time?
Yeah, we did the whole album this time round. And the previous one, we did. We managed to kind of like, which is a new phenomenon, is the ability to demo the songs. And so, from a lyrical perspective, I'm a lot more prepared, and I know what to expect, and just not so many changes in the studio, because the songs are all prepared, and the actual musicians in the band know what I'm trying to do and what I'm trying to.
I think the neighbours knew as well.
The neighbours definitely knew. They didn't like it. But so it works really well, that process for us.
And I don't think we're going to change that process actually. Quite good. I don't want to play the song 100 times before getting recorded.
No, absolutely not.
I'll learn it after we've done it.
Yes, it works for us, and that's how we're going to do it.
When it comes to recording the actual album, we quite like the last one to the end. We go in there on our own. Spike will go in on a week, and we just give him free rein, see what he comes up with. 99% of it we keep. With the 1% we change a bit, move a bit, say that's shit, that don't work there. But in the end, incredible drummer. I mean, the stuff he plays on this album is just phenomenal. You know what I mean? It really changes the whole dynamics of songs, which is what we want, really. Then it'll be Scott's turn. He'll go in and do the main guitar riffs before what we call the sprinkles and extras and little fills and that. But I have to be there for that because he changes the songs every single time. So you're basically relearning them. And, we'll get in there, oh, you've missed a bit out there. There was one we did, can't remember which one, we were just arguing about this bit, and he said, no, it was never in there, and I was, yes, it fucking was, and in the end we found the old demo, and there it was, and it was quite a key bit to the song, but he writes so much he forgets. So sometimes you need somebody outside to look in and say, that bit really does work there. Oh, Russ Russell, he's become quite an integral part of us, really. I mean, when we're doing the demos and that, it's 5 of us, not 4. So at the very beginning of each song, he's there, he's watching the changes as we do them. And once we get to the studio, he's got some good ideas and he'll say, that works, lads, that doesn't work, lads. And we'll argue it out if we disagree with him, and he'll argue it out if he disagrees with us. It's all for the greater good. As long as the song in its entirety sounds great, then that's all we're bothered about. And Russ is good for us to bounce off, to have the proper outside influence, and it works. And he's fun to have around. Good luck.
Yeah. Well, I think with Russ we've found someone that we feel comfortable with in the studio. We like the setup at Parlour Studios.
Yeah.
In Kettering, it's very relaxed, and his whole persona and the way he approaches producing and recording in particular makes us feel very relaxed.
Yeah.
So
he's actually part of the Dropbox demo group. So he hears the songs same amount of time as all of us, months before we go into him. So he kind of knows what we expect when what we want.
Yeah, he's almost in kind of some respects a silent fifth member of the band. He kind of gets involved at a very early stage. Here's what we're doing, so he's got a real clear idea of what he wants to achieve with his production, and we're happy with that. It works really well for us.
Yep.
He'll come up with ideas in the studio. Sometimes we say, oh no, that's too much. But generally speaking, he'll come up with some really good constructive ideas that we haven't thought of, which help to enhance what we're trying to do. And
he does cut the songs down a little bit sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely.
In the end,
sometimes we need that. Yeah.
I do have the nasty habit of keeping things going a bit too long sometimes.
Yeah. So it's really good to have that set of external ears that it fills us with confidence when we're in the studio with him. So yeah, he's almost like our silent partner in
I
crime.
don't think we'll be changing our studio anytime soon.
No, we're happy working at Parlour Studios with Russ Russell. He's a top bloke. Here's to Mr. Russ Russell.
Cheers.